to get my mind straight. Business self on the way. Roll to the self, giving all type of hate. Hey, lose my number. I'm up to bigger things. Taking me under, draining my energy. I want to see some time away to get my mind straight. Let's go, y'all. What's up with y'all? How you doing? How you doing? Everybody in the building, you already know what we're here for. We're here for Nip the Crip, and that's what we on. Let's go. That's what we on. Let's go. Let's get this off the screen real quick. Take me under, draining my energy. I'm gonna need some time away to get my mind. Roll to the self, bringing all type of hate. Lose my number. Off the back, I say F whack and all his tactics. Shout out to the bros. Keep them going. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? The team stay attack. But whack is whack. You know how he gonna get. And that's what we on. Shout out Nip. Decrease Nip. Let's get it, bro. My headphones at. Long live Nip the Crip, bro. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, Rap Radar Podcast, Elliot Wilson.
This is B-Dot.
B-Dot in California, baby.
Back at it again.
Yeah, round two.
I know this guy, man, but he's a little different now.
Yeah.
Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Knock it off. Don't do that.
Grammy nominated?
Yeah, that's
Nip
crazy.
Hussle?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's big.
Congratulations, Nip.
Thank you.
Round of
Hey,
applause.
man,
We're going to drink to that.
Thank you. Let's toast to
Yes.
that.
to that, man.
Yes, sir.
Grammy nominated.
Thank you.
Long time coming.
Victory lap.
How does it feel?
I mean,
Let me tell you what he said. He tried to get all humble.
what I said.
It said Rolling Stone. He said, those opinions can deliver a really prestigious award to an artist, but it's just opinions at the end of the day.
Just opinions.
I mean, nah,
That's your humble response.
Nah, it's people though.
Yeah.
I didn't know the process until, I did a walkthrough a little before the nominations came out. And they just explained the process of how they pick, And when they explained it to me, it's artists, it's producers, it's people in the music industry, and it's like a voting process.
Yeah.
So it's just people's opinion, you know what I mean? It's just how people feel, but that award is so prestigious that those people's opinions can deliver you a Grammy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I meant by that, not to like downplay what that is, but it feel good as an artist for people to appreciate your art. You know what I mean? Whoever it is. If it's somebody be like, man, that shit changed my life, bro, or if it's the Grammy. So any form of appreciation is always like, man, that's dope,
But to set that template, I mean, you from Jump was like trying to make this like album of the year worthy type body of work.
Yeah.
It has to feel like another level of validation to the work that you put in.
That's crazy, I try not to let it feel like validation, but it does feel like appreciation or recognition. But it's like my whole goal with this wave that we just went through with the Victory Lap release was just I wanted the story to be music around me. You know what I mean? It was always like, oh, great marketing, good businessman, real nigga, authentic. I wanted it to be music. I wanted the story to be music, and I intentionally did things. Even how I talked in the end, I made everything about the music this time. And so for it to be recognized the way it's being recognized and for it to be a music moment, that's what I wanted.
Not just a business act.
You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, that's the bottom line. At the end of the day, we hustlers, but we artists too. And I wanted this time around, I wanted to put all the attention on the music,
Were you apprehensive about putting Victory Lap out at the top of the year? Because, we're in December and people are still talking about it. People get lost in the shuffle.
I mean, I considered that, but then I play Volume 2 still from Jay. I play.
Don't get B-Dot started. That
I ain't say nothing.
I ain't even mean to say that to B-Dot. My bad.
I guess it's my favorite.
That's his favorite Jay.
Nah, but I play Machiavelli from Pac still. Timeless classic, like authentic music. I play The Fix from Scarface still. I play Miseducation for my daughter. I introduce her classic music. So I don't feel like, I don't try to make I don't try to consider,
Those pockets.
it's going real fast right now. Everybody's dropping. I try not to think in that term. I'm thinking like, you know, make some great music and people gonna appreciate it and be able to live with it, you know? Yeah.
So when the nominations came out, you were in the gym at 5 a.m, something like that?
How'd you know that?
It was an interview.
Oh, I said that, yeah. Yeah, I was
Getting your
working
Snoop
out.
Dogg on? We trying to get buff up here?
We had just been working out for like a week. We had started a new program. And so we was just in there. I didn't know that it was gonna be announced that early, but it came out 8:30 New York time, which was 5:30 LA time. And my engineer jumped up, G, and just was like, you know, celebrating. He don't normally say too much. He's more like just get the work done, but you know what I mean? He like, yeah, it's official. So I checked my Twitter, I seen the feed, I'm like, damn, that's big.
Yeah. The other thing I saw you say is it's rewarding for you to be recognized because people feel like this is a really strong year in hip hop. Like there were a lot of big releases.
That's another thing. This was, everybody put music out. Everybody put albums out this year. And, you know, everybody put out great rap music this year. It was a ton of classics. It was like legendary artists drop music, new artists drop classics, which is great music that got them, you know, looked at. And then the artists in my class that been around, I feel like solidified themselves again and just like kind of prove why they still here. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a busy year.
Right. I feel like the ones that most did the marketing though, like that this is the rap album of the year was like you and Pusha T.
Right.
Like you both was on that program. Like
No, J-Rock too.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Redemption was a classic too. I feel like, you know, they
Shout out to
should
J-Rock.
You know, and I don't like to tell people what they should do as far as like, oh, y'all should have put that in, but I feel like that was a great rap album this year.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that because the interesting thing is that B-Dot, like some of the nomination categories, they increase it to 8 nominations.
Yeah, I saw that.
But with the rap album was
best rap
still
album was
5.
gonna be increased also.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you who you would add because they did Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy, Mac Miller Swimming, you, Pusha Daytona, Travis Scott Astroworld. So that's no J-Rock, that's no The Carters, that's no, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of other ones that could have been in that consideration.
Yeah, that's I would add J-Rock.
Yep.
I would probably, what else came out? Rap.
We had Royce the 5'9", K.O.D., Kendrick.
I would add K.O.D.
Oh yeah, Cole. Yeah, Cole.
You know what I'm saying? The album, I
Very
think
stood out.
when you think about an album, like best rap
Body
album,
of work.
you gotta consider that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just it was like conceptual.
Whether
you know
that's
what
your
I mean?
type of hip hop or not.
You gotta
That's what
consider, I think.
musically stuff's put together.
Yeah, I would say them. It was a gang of great rap music.
Because you was criticizing the state of the game on some of like the weirdo rap y'all used to, but it seems like even with ushering your music, it's like it just seems like it was celebrated now in a climate that seems like it's in a better space, like hip hop is.
Yeah, I think this year was like, and I don't even want to be like an old school fundamental, you know what I mean? But just like rap, like people I think revisited like the core of what we love about rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So is Nip Hussle an influence in that? Because like B-Dot said, you set that template at the top of the year. Sometimes things that happen at the top of the year,
Influence
the cycle.
I might be. You know, say that.
You'll take that?
I mean, I could look at it and say that, but who knows how long you've been working on projects? You know, it take more than a couple months to put together an album. So I feel like maybe, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what people was thinking, but that's something to look at. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I didn't think you were.
On the Twitch side going crazy. Shout out to my Twitch side going crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? My boy Reckless Podcast over there on the Twitch side tripping.
We're gonna get nominated because I didn't think the Grammys were gonna, get it right this year. But let's say you do win. You have an acceptance speech prepared and all that good stuff.
Nah, not yet. I don't have a speech yet. Nah, I will though. You know, I ain't going up there empty. I'm gonna have something if I, you know.
Got the outfit planned out?
Not yet. I'm trying to finish my studio. I'm building a new studio.
Oh, for real?
That's been my main focus, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll have it together by February.
No problems at the award show this year too, Nip, because we saw what
Knock it
happened
off.
at the.
Knock that off. Stop that.
Let's call it victory slap.
Nah, don't do that.
How do you do the open hand slap with the flip flops on, man? The form is immaculate, man. How do you do that?
Y'all
bro?
gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta
He
stop.
said victory rap was whack. He said what?
Nah. Man, you know,
But how are you
what I
just-
will say though,
Yeah.
BT, you know, they kept it all the way 100 with me. AEG did, you know, the people that actually own the property. I had to speak to executives from both of them companies, and when I explained what happened, and my intentions of coming to the show and how I do business, they understood and they like, you know what, we gonna let you keep.
Yeah, because it was a big viral moment, but it seemed like it got handled professionally,
right,
like quickly behind the scenes.
And for real, that ain't what I represent. That ain't, you know, people be impressed by that type of shit, but we trying to do business, and that's really a mistake. You know, I got a team in front of me for that. You know what I mean? But we men, and sometimes you go off your rocker a little bit.
Yeah. No, but it's crazy because it's like. Because the you know, the other side of it, right, is like we known you in the game for a minute, but it's like now you're like in the TMZ radar more. People look at everything you're doing more. Like if you at the Laker game and old boys get into it, Rondo and Chris Paul, they're like, why they pulling his pants up? Like he got ready to go.
I thought it was gonna spill into where I was at. It was like close. You feel me? Oh, come on, man. I'm not jumping in no NBA fight. I know that.
Word up. Let's talk about a little bit of the music. Because last time we interviewed, the album wasn't even out.
Right.
So now I'm listening to, like, you know, with fresh ears or whatnot. But I noticed on the intro, you had Wifey do some vocals.
You got that?
I caught that.
Did I tell you that?
Nah, I caught that.
How'd you? Oh no, you seen the credits. That's how you seen that. Yeah. That's her saying "Victory Lap." Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all through the album, in between songs, you hear a woman voice. That's on. Yeah.
Oh, so she's getting pub on the album too? Royalties?
Like some shit. What? How much is that worth? How much percent is that worth? You tell me, V-Dot, what she deserve.
She deserve everything.
I don't know. I don't know about everything.
Title, man.
Yeah.
What you have? Still, you have a favorite song? Because it probably changes from day to day, right?
I like Victory Lap. That's one of my favorite records. Yeah, on the album. Yeah.
What about
What's your favorite, Elliot?
Yo, you know what I did? I went through each song. I'm a nerd, and I was like, I wanted to ask you about a key line from each record.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite?
I think it's "Make a Million While You're Young."
Right.
And I have a hot take about it. I feel like this album is very motivational. So whenever you get like a paycheck or you get some money or windfall, I listen to that record and think about how it's invested. I said on Twitter that I think the second verse is like a TED Talk for, you know, how to save money and stash and whatnot. And I really like that record. Who's doing that little interview part? Like, who was that?
It's it was actually from an interview with a real estate developer named Don Peoples. He was being interviewed. The guy speaking is the interviewer. So he was asking Don Peoples, tell me about your deal that made your first $1 million.
Yeah.
And I actually know Don Peoples through my business partner, Dave Gross. And when I sampled it, I didn't know him. And I just randomly through our real estate stuff we doing, you know, 6 degrees of separation, Dave was real close with him. We met.
Oh, wow.
And so that's how we got it cleared.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like Elliot said, there are lines that I like on the intro, the fuck I wanna hear your CD4.
Yeah.
Like that just resonates with me. Like
That's one of my favorite lines.
Yeah. You had somebody in mind when you said that one.
I mean, you know, that was one of the songs that I just went in the booth and I ain't really write to it, so that was just like
and
a
that
natural
was usually
reaction.
called Mean Streets, right? And you didn't even know it was gonna be the intro, per se, right?
Exactly. That was one of the when we did the sequencing. That was one of the last decisions I made was to put that record first. Because I had it was kind of hard for me to figure out what I was going to put first.
Yeah.
I was going to put Right Hand to God first. Just because it sounded like an introduction, you know what I mean? But when I really thought about it, I'm like, this need to be... Actually, Kabi told me that. We was listening to the songs, Kabi like, put that first, bro. He like, that's the intro. And I listened to it, I'm like, you right.
No, the first 5, like, Victory Lap, Rap Niggas, Last Time I Checked, it's just it's the highest bar. Like I think if any album, like even if you don't necessarily think it, if you want to debate if it's not the best album, I think you have to. It's hard to not argue that the first 5, the energy of like the way the album kicks off, it sets the standard.
Nah, thank you.
And that comes down to sequencing. So I know that must have been very painstaking to like.
It took a long time, but thing about albums or projects when you done, you know you done. Once you got, you know what I mean. I think I did like the last verse to Blue Laces, and then the last verse to Last Time I Checked, and then those was the last verses I did, and we was done. Yeah. We had a ton of songs that was like concepts that could all be finished, but when I did those 2 last verses and finished those 2 last records, it was like we done. You know
Is there anything you would have done differently? Listen back on it.
Yep. I'm gonna do it on the second album. But I did learn as I went on tour and just, you know what I'm saying, went out into the world. I'm like, okay, I see what I got, I see what I don't have, I see what I need, you know what I mean? But as a project, as a concept, I think I executed on the concept. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And you always said that part of what makes it good is the stories and that they're rooted in truth.
Right.
You know, even on Young Nigga, you say no exaggeration for the content of my songs.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that you always say that one thing that resonates with classic material, whether it's from like Adele or Lauryn Hill or whoever, is the honesty in the music.
Right.
How did you continue to push yourself to execute it that way or give that level of like honesty and sincerity?
I really went back and listened to my mixtape catalog, and I was just like, what did I do over the course of these 10 projects that got people into this music I'm making?
The movement. Yeah.
Where what happened? What did I do? And I just listened, and I'm like, what songs can I still listen to from 08, from 09, 010, and I could still listen to a few, not all of them, but I remember it kind of gave me some insight on, you know what I mean, what I did right, and when I went into this project, I just was like, I want every line to be something that, you know, if we cut the music off, you know, it's solid. You know what I mean? It's not I want every song, every hook, every verse, every line. I just want it to be pure and just on the bullseye. And we had to do a lot of songs and take a lot of time, but what I thought was like, damn, if I'd have took 3 off of this mixtape, 2 off of this mixtape, 1 off of this one, 4 off of this one, I'd have had a timeless piece of work. And you know, that's what the fans are into you for, because they got all of them. And they probably made their playlist, you know what I mean? But if they'd have got it all on one project, that project would have been timeless.
So what are some of like those classic in your mind, like for the hardcore Nip fans?
Hustle in the House.
Like if they wanted to make a playlist.
Yeah, Hustle in the House, right? The Hustle Way off Volume 3, right? Rap Music off Volume.
My nigga Flint at. When he say Flint, what's his best shit?
So what are some of like those classic in your mind, like for the hardcore Nip fans?
Hustle in the House.
Like if they wanted to make a playlist.
Yeah, Hustle in the House, right? The Hustle Way off Volume.
The Hustle Way on Volume 3. You know what I'm saying, cuz? The Hustle Way on Volume 3. You heard what he said, cuz? I just told my bro this. On Crip, nigga, that's one of the cuz hardest. Man.
3, right? Rap Music off Volume 3. That's a record I feel like is a pure record.
Key to the City.
Key to the City.
I thought that was gonna be on the Victory Lap when I first saw the track list. He was like, nah.
Nah, this is new. Yeah, that's part 2. Yeah, a record like Keys to the City. Blue Laces.
So songs you did sequels to also kind of hold that.
That's
like
why I did sequels.
Symbol
that's why I did sequels to them.
Yeah.
I got a record on the Marathon called Love. You know what I'm saying? I think like Ocean Views off Slauson Boy 2.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying?
I was Save the World, right?
Face the World.
Face
off
the World.
Crenshaw.
Sorry, Face the World.
Knife Wonder produced that.
Yeah.
You See Us.
Yeah.
Check Me Out.
Check me out.
You know what I'm saying? Slauson and Crenshaw, True Story. The outro on Crenshaw. I think them is times when I hit my bullseye.
Yeah.
Me as a fan, you know, you make music for the time sometimes, or you feel like, damn, I need to be stronger in this area. Let me do a feature. But then when the time is over and you just look back, it's certain songs that's just like you purely just being yourself, getting off on them records.
Yeah.
And so that's what I try to do on the Victory.
Also, it's interesting with the orchestration about using other voices, like whether it's a CeeLo or the Dream, all these different elements.
Right.
Like, what was that transition like for you to like not even just rely so much just on yourself, but like Travis Scott, I think, does an amazing job of using other collaborators and putting them in position. But you execute that in a similar way on this album where they're showcased well, whether it's Buddy, whether it's Dream, whether it's CeeLo.
A lot of that was Steve-O. Steve-O was taking records that I didn't do hooks on, and he wouldn't tell me nothing. He'd send it back. You know what I mean? It'd have Dream on it, and Dream would be going crazy. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's crazy. And then, you know what I mean? He reached out and he got the CeeLo record done also. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Fire.
Buddy was just a young dude that we was in the same studio. He was working with Mike and Keys. Yeah. And so we met, and he's somebody that to be around him, like, you're going to end up believing in him and loving him, you know what I'm saying? So I just seen him do his first couple mixtapes. I'm like, nah, this dude an artist. Yeah. You know what I mean? He from Compton, and you know, he a young dude out the West, so I just became a fan, and we was always around each other, so that was a record that he did originally. I asked him to let me have that for my album. Yeah.
How did you get Puff involved? Like, you don't realize that.
Damn, how me and Puff,
you had the Sean Combs touch it the whole thing.
I think Bug introduced us originally, and then I think like last time I checked, Video dropped. And Puff hit me like, man, you look like you doing yoga, nigga. What you got going on over there? You know what I'm saying? You look like you focused, nigga. You on some shit. You look like you focused. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like you about to drop a classic on. I'm like, pull up on me. I'm like, yeah, I'm pulling up. I pulled up, played the records, and then, we just had a convo about the music. And, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, I told him what I wanted as a producer. As an artist from a producer. And he like, let's do it. I ain't worked on no rap in a while. And we just open the records up and start, trying to make them better, take them to the next level. Really, really, I would say Puff's major impact is on rap niggas. He told me, he played Natural Born Killers. And he like, if it don't sound like this,
Ice Cube,
go back to the drawing board, bro. This record is way louder and it came out in the 90s. How? This shit way more aggressive. You got to get your shit on that level, the production. And we went back and beefed it up.
So you felt you had a concept, but you wasn't fully executing it?
Yeah, it ain't get all the way where we was trying to take it until we went back after that combo and was like, all right, boom. And then we kind of like juiced it up.
And then how'd you get him to talk on your niggas? I heard you had everybody make sure when he came in the booth, they applauded him when he came out the booth.
We was all smoking and drinking. We just was like, we was trying to get him to get in the booth. I was trying to get him on rap niggas because I wanted him in the video like he was with Nas. Yeah. But he like, nah, I like young niggas. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. He like, I'm going right now. All right, go in. And he started, you know what I'm saying? An artist, bro, it's like, you don't want to, you really, let me say this, as a producer, you want to be able to make your artist comfortable to just unlock and go big and just go all the way in.
Comfortable.
Yeah, so when he's in artist mode, I'm in producer mode now. I'm like, when he come out, you pump him up, let him know that shit fire, because I wanted him to like unlock and go all the way in. But he didn't need us to. I was just trying to like keep the energy up. Yeah.
And you had the remix coming soon? We talked about that a little bit.
We got the remix, yeah. Okay. I just teased it on Instagram a while ago, but I haven't mapped out how I'm gonna drop it yet. We was gonna put it out early, but then
This is for young nigga?
No, for rap niggas.
Rap niggas.
He talking about the rap niggas remix. Yeah, so we had a little audible in the team. We was planning on doing something, so we pulled the record back. We still got it, and we gonna release it. We just ain't got the plan yet.
I was kind of surprised, even though you had this band a year, outside of Victory Lab, it feels like you were kind of quiet.
Right.
Like outside of, you would think, when you dropped a great album, you would do features,
Right.
A lot of collaborations, but
Right.
you weren't, you kind of scaled back. Was that strategic?
I just wanted the album to get the attention.
Okay.
I've been working. I've been doing a lot of business stuff too, but I really just wanted the album to get its full attention and really go deep into the album. Shoot videos. We've been shooting videos all year. Went on tour.
Right.
And then it's a lot of business stuff I'm doing behind the scenes too. But I really wanted the focus to be on the album this year. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned videos. You said the Double Up video was based on a real experience.
Roughly, you know what I mean? Roughly, yeah. It was slightly autobiographical. Yeah.
That's like my second favorite song. Like, I know that song was special because I played it so many times.
Right.
And I realized, this song is 6 minutes.
Right.
And I'm running it back multiple times.
Super long.
It's a great record.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
What's the other record you said? You said that's your second favorite?
Oh, the first one is Make a Million While You're Young, so Double Up is like number 2.
Why was Double Up a bonus track though? Seemed like that.
I just couldn't find a place for it in the sequence. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of slow, so I didn't want the tempo to drag too much throughout the project.
Yeah.
But I had took it off the album at first.
Wow.
And then one of the people at Atlantic like, bro, please, you tripping. Put that back on the record. So I'm like, all right, I liked it too, but since you said that, all right, I'll keep it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I couldn't fit into the sequence. I couldn't find where it fit in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has it been with Atlantic? I mean,
Jay seemed to like it too, though. Remember?
Jay put it on his
Yeah, he
playlist.
put it on his playlist. That was love.
Yeah. With the whole Atlantic deal, like when we first got with you last year around this time, you had just got the deal. It was a big deal. Like, what does it mean? Independent powerhouse, Nip Hussle,
Right.
breaking bread with Julie Greenwald, Mike Kaiser,
Right.
all these people. Like,
Right.
now when you look at it now, like, do you feel like is again, not to go back to words like validation and vindication, is like, is part of all this the master plan that you have elevated, that you necessarily didn't have to go like super commercial with it,
Right.
but you're being recognized on that bigger scale.
Right.
Is that signs that Atlantic is the right partner for you?
It was signs before that, just how the whole album rollout went, just from the process of us signing to getting the album on the shelf or on the platforms.
Yeah.
Just everything been
DSPs, them damn
all of that,
DSPs.
whatever it is now. Everything been solid across the board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had a convo with Julianne Kaiser just about that. Like, shit been clean. You know, I had an experience at a label that left me a little bit, you know what I mean, skeptical about just the relationship.
That you could do that.
Right, but just first and foremost was the terms we went back in on. They met the terms, and then after that, just the experience with them. Everybody been men and women of their word. You know what I'm saying? It been smooth and fluid the whole way.
Yeah. Even so, even after you drop the album, you get all the acclaim. You're like 2 months, 3 months in. How does the relationship still feel strong to you that you feel like that this is where I need to be?
I mean, it's just like I know what my job is, and I know what their job is. If everybody do their job, we good.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna be good. And so I'm focused on my job, and to know that the people that's the partners, they wake up every day, they focus on their job.
Yeah.
So we good. I don't got no other expectations.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my job, you do yours. We gonna be solid. Clearly, they doing theirs. You feel me? So we good.
Right.
How was that tour too? You took the tour with the live band. Like,
yeah, that was crazy.
What was that like?
That was dope. You know, the album was really a lot of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a lot of live music, so I wanted to perform them records with that band. So it was dope, man. We got Rolling Loud coming up too, so we gonna have a band out for Rolling Loud in a couple of days. Yeah,
That's dope. I was thinking, you talked about earlier how, mentioned some of your old songs that you felt like you hit the target on. So I was, going back and I thought about this record from Volume 1, Bullets. That On Me.
I put that on me.
Yeah, put that on me.
Yeah.
And there's a story that you talk about, like how you and Fats, rest in peace.
Was in Vegas.
Y'all was in Vegas.
Yeah.
And can you explain that whole story?
Man, that's a real story.
So the cops took y'all car, y'all riding dirty, and the cops took your car, and you had to walk to...
Yeah, we was driving back to LA from Vegas. So it's a town in between LA and Vegas called Barstow. And it's basically the halfway point between Vegas and LA. It's 2 hours from LA, it's 2 hours from Vegas. So we was in Barstow, and little did we know Barstow's a racist town. I never stopped in Barstow unless we was like going to, it's like a little halfway point to Vegas, so you might use a bathroom, get some gas, and keep going. But we got pulled over. I'm smoking. No, matter of fact, Fat's smoking, but I'm driving. No, matter of fact, he driving because he gonna drive.
His license revoked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so let me think. Who's driving first? Yeah, I drove the first half, which was from Vegas to Barstow, and I didn't smoke because I'm like, if police bump us, I don't want to be high.
Yeah.
So boom, we get halfway, I tap Fats, you drive. I'm about to light this blunt, but you get behind the wheel. His license revoked. I got a license though. He like, all right, so he driving, he's speeding. Police bumpers. Man, we got hammers behind the AC. All they gotta do is shine the flashlight. They gonna see the guns. So I'm like, damn, fuck it. I don't think the police that interested. I think he just was speeding.
Right.
So boom, police bumpers. He like, get out the car. He searched the car, don't find nothing. Fast license revoked. I'm like, I got a license. He like, yeah, but you high. I smell the weed, because I'm telling him, the driver wasn't smoking, I was smoking.
Right.
He like, yeah, but you high, you can't drive. I'm like, bro, we in the desert. You know what I'm saying? You can't impound a car out here, bro. It's like coyotes and shit, bro, and mountains, you feel me? You can't take the car, bro. Where we gonna go?
Right.
He like, bro, I'm taking the car, but it's a little truck stop. I'll take you right here, We like, damn. So he take the car, impound the car. Mind you, I got 2 guns in the car.
Right.
And drop us at the truck stop. It's like 6 in the morning now. We walk in this little restaurant at the truck stop. Everybody head turn. Like Life, you seen Life?
Yeah.
When Martin and Eddie Murphy asked for the white only pie?
Right.
Yeah, we walked in one of them places. And they just looked at us. And we like, we ordered some food. And, we like, man, we sick. We like, where's the bus station? And this, it wasn't Uber back then. We like, where's the bus station at? We gotta catch a Greyhound. We had some static in Vegas. We was out there hustling, so we took a L and, had some police issues and was just trying to get back home. And they like, the Greyhound station a mile down the road, y'all could walk. We like, fuck it, we walking down the road. Bro, 2 people pulled up in a pickup truck, threw a bottle at us, and said, fuck niggers.
Wow.
I could not believe it. Was funny to me, bro. I'm just like,
It's insane. Like the last thing you expect. Yeah.
And we got the car impounded. We took a L in Vegas. Then we walking down the street in Barstow, and a motherfucker throw a bottle at us. It's like 2000 and something.
Yeah.
I ain't even know it's still racist people.
That
Niggas
way,
said,
right?
Yeah, I'm just like, damn. So, hold on. I did know it's still racist people, but I'm just like,
Wasn't thinking
it just
that
kind of
was
saw
gonna
off
happen
guard.
this
And it was
moment,
just like a movie. I couldn't believe it. So we walked to the Greyhound station, catch the bus back to LA, And, you know, how we got the car back and all that, that's another story.
That's another story.
Tell you off camera, yeah.
What do you think Fats would think about all the success Victory Lap has had throughout this year?
Man, I think he would be satisfied and inspired, you know what I'm saying? And just feel like job well done. He worked with us from day one, you know what I'm saying? Like we was riding bikes, we was teenagers. And like he would be, what's the word? Like, I don't know, like just
Like
feel
satisfied,
completed, you know what I'm saying?
content,
Feel
yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Full circle, job well done, like we did it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But even with the situation, like real life still is part of what's going on, because I saw your brother Sam bailed himself out recently.
Yeah. Just honestly, bro, like, that situation was just a case of the police just being devilish. You know what I'm saying? For no, just clearly just, they see what we doing. They see what the energy is. They see what direction we going in. And just the history of where we come from, they still hate that.
Yeah.
And so they take time, they take
And
opportunities.
you're still in that community,
and we
too.
still there. So it's a texture of things that happen that if it happened anywhere remotely close, they gonna try to put it on some involving us.
Yeah.
And so, you know, he bailed out, went to court and got
They said Nipsey bailed him out. Nipsey like, put some respect on his name and
yeah,
bailed
don't do
himself
that.
out.
Don't do that at all.
1 million.
Yeah.
Sam.
But, you know, he went to court and thank God the case was, didn't even get picked up by the DA.
Oh, that's great.
You know what I'm saying? So his first court date, it got rejected.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
That's dope. I always thought about your brand, the marathon. You know, you talk about that all the time. You shout it out, and eventually marathons, you know, do have a finishing line.
Right.
Like, but for you, like, when do you feel like you're gonna come to your end of the race? Is there an end?
I mean, yeah, life. At the end of life, you
Right.
know. But I feel like it's not limited.
Oh, you heard that, right? One day the marathon ends. At the end of life, bro. When the marathon ends, life ends. Remember that. Marathon end, life ends. Some people say that he knew life was going to end. He made this marathon end by saying victory lap. So, life ends. When marathon ends, life ends. Well, victory lap means the marathon is ended. And guess what? After that, life ended.
Limited to music, that point of view. It's not just about making music, it's just about, you know, a mentality, in my opinion. Just, you know, how to take your lumps in life, you know what I mean? Because you're gonna take your L's, you're gonna have your ups and downs. So just a philosophy or a point of view on how to look at the journey. You know what I mean? You got where you at, you got where you're trying to be. And then you got all this shit in between that's not gonna matter when you get here. You know what I mean? So I feel like, and it was a way of inspiring myself also. Just like a pep talk I was telling myself while I was in a vulnerable moment, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That the marathon it goes on.
It
no
don't
matter
stop.
what.
You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this. It wasn't about this moment. I was doing this way back then. Doing this back then got me here. So reflect, bro. Just, you know what I'm saying? Keep it going.
Right.
What do you mean when you said never let a hard time humble us?
Never let a hard time humble us, because you know it's the game gonna test you. It's ups and downs, and so like, you know, you got to be who you are at all times.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, just like a principle to live by. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we're still in the victory lap, are you working towards the next album already?
Oh, you want that exclusive to be that?
Because he's
You
gonna
want
give it to LeBron first. So
How do
LeBron's
you
gonna be
follow
on
the victory lap up.
LeBron's
Nah,
gonna
what's
be on
crazy,
IG.
man? What's crazy, bro, is that, you know, I made no pressure after Victory Lap. You know what I'm saying? So all them records came after Victory Lap. Every one of
I
them.
like that EP.
Yeah, everything on there came
Just
after.
to show, we just
because
having
I
fun,
was
yeah.
working. I'm like,
Yeah.
just what you said. How you gonna come with some records? Man, I got 50 songs in.
None
Go
of this
ahead.
could have been on Victory Lap though. That's like my favorite.
None of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have. And Stuck in the Grind could have been on Victory Lap
I agree.
too. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I just wanted to make music. We mixed the album. I got the album done, like mastered in my hand. All right, what we gonna do now? We gotta shoot videos. We gotta mix the music. We gotta do the marketing. I mean, we gotta work on some more music and then figure out the release and all that. But
Yeah.
I don't wanna. I wanna stay in music mode. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to answer that, we got a ton of music. You know, I got like 2 other collab projects I did.
Right.
Bino with Bino that we gonna figure out what to do with the records.
I saw you and you and Meek, but teasing.
Right. They got that second Bino album they got too as well. I forgot about that. No Pressure too. Bino got a second album with Nip that ain't been dropped yet. That him and Bino did. That ain't been dropped yet. No Pressure too. Understand? For real, I forgot about that.
Something like you could do a collaboration album. Or...
You would download that? You would stream that?
Hell yeah! I'll give you $10 for it right now.
We gonna charge 100. I'm proud to pay with that. Nah, I think that'd be dope. I think that last Meek project, I mean, I think we all feel like that's his best project. I think that's, you know what I mean, like some classic street rap music that we ain't got in a long time. I think that people love to see that. We've been like talking about it for a while, doing records like that never came out, but I think it'll be crazy. Yeah.
There's also a gentleman, Dallas Lifestyles, is a tie-in with
Dallas Martin.
Yeah. He A&R both your projects. Yeah. Can you talk about what he adds process?
And he got Roddy Ricch. That's, you know, he's been working with Roddy Ricch from early on. So, you know, just he had a great year. You know what I mean? He been what's crazy about Dallas, man. Me and Dallas been talking about trying to figure out how to get me to put an album out proper. Yep. Since like 2011 when MMG was at Warner Brothers. And Todd Moskowitz was the executive. And so, you know what I mean, just to see how the growth he's had and the progress he made, that's somebody that, you know, I seen him work his way up and put his work in and you know, work for the position he got, you know what I mean? And he always believed in my shit and was like, bro, you know what I mean? Like, however, whenever it's time, you know what I mean, let's figure something out. And so it was dope we got to work together when I came to Atlanta.
Yeah, how did he add to the process in your mind in terms of Victory?
I mean, this is what I learned at my last situation, that it got to be somebody that really believes in the building on the other side. You and your team got to believe in, but on that side also, it got to be somebody.
He got to represent you in the big corporate
and
structure.
understands it also and can articulate it and say, no, listen, you know what I mean? And so
this is what Nip's trying to do here.
Yeah, and this is why this is important. This is why you got to, you know what I mean? And so it's not me saying it, because of course I'm going to say it. You know, I'm me.
The passionate artist.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But for somebody that's, you know, work on that side, and what they say is their reputation. So when they say things and it comes back as not true, that reflects poorly. So they got to say things that they believe in and mean, and to have somebody campaigning on the inside is priceless. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like you gained new fans from Victory Lap?
100%. I never sold that many records, all my mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. We got more fans. But, you know, just going outside, I get more of a reaction after the album. Then, obviously, the mixtapes, we never had this level of marketing. I never was able to have this many videos and be able to get a proper rollout. You know, that's something Julie told me early. She was like, you know, I want to give you a long runway. I want to make sure you got a proper rollout. You never had that. You deserve to see what that'll do for you. And that's what we got to do with Victory Lap.
Are you surprised by some of the, I guess, people that had listened to Victory Lap?
Like who?
I saw you had a picture with Denzel Washington. Seems like y'all.
Oh, man, I don't know if you listened to the album.
Okay.
You know, that was just, we was at a Laker game, and I had a story when I was a kid. You know, my sister's father used to work at the Forum, and the Lakers played at the Forum when I was young. So I'd be able to go to some of the games sometime. And, you know, we'd be at, you know, a little higher ups. And I used to be a little kid trying to sneak down there and get autographs. And so I snuck down, and I seen Denzel, and I'm like, Denzel, I was probably 8. I'm like, what's up? Let me get an autograph. But the security grabbed me. He like, nah, bro, like, go back to your seat. Denzel, like, or his wife tapped him, and he looked. Denzel like, watch out, man. Let the little kid come get an autograph. And I came down courtside, and he gave me an autograph. So now I'm sitting next to him years later, and I'm like, hey, I don't even mean to be in your space, but, man, I was a kid. We was at the Forum, and I told him what happened. I'm like, and your wife tapped you, and you know, flagged security to let me through. And he, you know, he gave me some good words, you know, and I just shook his hand.
That's dope.
Yeah.
You also got to touch that Rose Bowl stage, man. Khaled brought you out there.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. Shout out Khaled and Lenny S for that.
You might have inspired Jigga bringing out the vest again, the Rollie in the vest on the tour,
you think so?
man.
You think so?
With the Rollie in the vest.
Yeah, that's crazy. that show was incredible. That show was next level. Yeah. I had seen it first in Philly, And I seen y'all at the Rose Bowl in
Yeah.
LA. I had my kids and shit with us. It was crazy though.
But you also went back home to
Africa, to Eritrea.
right?
Yeah.
Eritrea.
Oh,
So
we're
what
gonna
was that
edit that beat out.
experience like?
Man, you know, that was cool. I didn't get to stay as long as I did last time. So I didn't have the same, it didn't get to sink in. Last time I stayed for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? It was no Twitter, it was no IG, it was no, so we weren't as connected. So when you was in Africa, you was in Africa. This time, you know, I stayed at the hotel. I'm Nip now. So it's different when I go outside, but I got to see my family and, you know, it was dope, you know, just breathing that air and going. I got to meet the president.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I landed at the airport, and they had a minivan waiting for me, and I drove into the country.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying?
crazy.
And gave my passport, and they handled everything for me.
Wow.
So yeah, they treated me great. You know, I ate good. You know, spent time with my family. I think I stayed for a little bit over a week, a little like 10 days maybe. And I had to get back and get ready for tour. Yeah, it was cool though.
Right.
I'm a little concerned though, Nip. You getting your bylines on, man. Players Tribune, man. You trying to take me out? You writing articles now, man? What's going on, man?
Oh yeah, nah, that was their idea. But you know, I worked with their writer, so
Yeah.
he took what I wrote and then he, you know, put his spin on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Players Tribune. Well, so it's about you're building with, I guess, with Puma.
Yeah.
In your area of Crenshaw, you're building like a basketball, rebuilding a basketball court situation.
Yeah, so it's an elementary school called 59th Street Elementary, and it's on our area. And Puma just relaunched their basketball campaign. So part of the campaign, they wanted to go into certain communities of they, you know, brand ambassadors and just like do basketball events. And so we talked about what school or what playground we could renovate and, you know what I mean, just beautify and also, you know, create a vibe to have events at. And so that was the one we chose. And, you know, the artist came down, he painted the courts, redid them, painted the handball courts and everything. And just, you know, the school is chain link fence covered. So when you drive by, you see the painting. The whole playground look colorful now. Yeah, so, you know, shout out to Chief at Puma. That was something he put together with us.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Streets ain't for everybody. Get them grades up.
Right.
That's my second favorite line on the album.
Yeah.
You say you was gonna say some of your favorite lines, Elliot. You had some besides the
Yeah. Pick a song, man. I'm gonna
pick a
tell you
song.
about
Oh shit, like Russian roulette.
Which one?
Which one is your favorite favorite song? Do you have it?
That Blue Laces
The
too,
Blue
though,
Laces?
still takes me in that zone, man.
That might be one of my
That
favorites.
last verse, because they said, you know, Jay with the What's Free, that's one of the best verses of the year. But that Nip Hussle in that last verse on Blue Laces too, though.
Right. Yeah, that's when I knew my album was done. I was listening to my album and I'm just like, damn, you know, I started listening to classics and I'm like, damn, you know, that third verse on One Love from Nas, the Stand song from Eminem, you know what I'm saying? It's certain like, it was all good just a week ago. Them stories, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what I'm lacking. I don't got a story for real. Like, and that we talked about, you know, on Young Nigga, it was like little quick little flashbacks, but it wasn't an in-depth story, you know? So when I did Blue Laces, I'm like, all right, it's complete now, you know?
Yeah. You know what's this about Young Nigga, though? It's like it seemed like you just kind of dancing on the track with Puff and do the ad-libs, and then you just go into a rap mode where like you catch a zone.
Yeah.
And then even the ad-libs are on the back of it, just like you just kind of go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was off the head too. You know, that was some, you know, I did that record a long time ago. And we changed the production on it. But I did that record probably 2 days after that Party Next Door record came out. So whenever that West District original came out, I told my producer to flip that beat and let me rap
So you
on it.
knew right away you wanted to
Yeah,
say
that,
stuff.
immediately. I was riding around listening to that record. I'm like, I want to rap on this, man. You know what I'm saying? I hit Party and then they ain't hit back in time. I'm just like, man, flip this record, man. But then Party, they ended up clearing it. They ended up, you know, so he was actually like low-key featured on it. Yeah.
Are we gonna get any more videos?
Yup. I'm gonna do a video. I did a video of the Victory Lap, the intro. I'm gonna do one of Blue Laces to finish.
Oh, yeah, we didn't get to review that video yet, man.
Not yet. We
I
working
didn't know
on
there
it.
was gonna be a video for
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna do one for Blue Laces. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel like there's gonna be. Is there a sequel to the album? We're gonna get a
part
extended version.
I do have records, you know, that was being considered, but I don't know. I just got to think about what's the best move to make. I'm really trying to make new music, you know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't hold the music back. I landed somewhere. I'm gonna do an All Money In project with the team that I'm getting ready to push is, you know, the official artist on the label.
Yeah, you have a new artist, right?
Yeah, Killer Twan.
Killer Twan.
Yeah, then Pac-Man.
He was like, send me some
Stone.
beats, man. Killer Twan ready to go. Let's go.
I got like 15 songs. I'm gonna play for y'all on my phone. He been in the studio over the last month. He going crazy. He out the Nickerson Gardens. And if you really listen to Bullets Ain't Got No Name Volume 1, Killer Twan on there.
Oh, okay.
He's on the last record, you know, so we been working with Killer, and, you know, like I told y'all off camera, the focus was to get the album out, but we had a in-depth plan of what we wanted to do. And so part of that is getting the label really solidified, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like I said, we got Killer, we got Pac, we got J Stone, Kabi, BH, and then we working with a ton of other artists too, but, you know, we gonna come with the original home team of my homies that grew up in the section with us and you know, building the sound with us, and then it's gonna turn to straight music, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say you never was stingy. It's like I think about like Volume 3, you always had a lot of collaborators like Kabi and
I mean, that's
like
just
that.
that's how we start making music. We had studios in our neighborhood. If I had the equipment, it was in my spot, and in my closet was the mic, and Cuzzy would come pull up and lay a verse, and Kabi would lay a verse, and then, you know, Robin Hood would have a studio, and we'd go to his spot and record. So, you know, that was just how we made music.
Right.
It's times when it's like a solo personal moment, and it's like this is a solo project or this is a solo record, but overall, we all made music collectively together.
Yeah. How's Granny feeling about the success, man?
Oh, man. We took Granny with us to Vegas. She was on the Puma Jet with us. Yeah. She was turned up, man.
Puma Jet is nice,
Yeah.
man.
Planes shirt on, the Planes outfit?
For sure, she had the Bet on Yourself.
Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out
the Emery
Emery.
collab. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
because in the
Granny-
Players Tribune thing, you spoke a lot about her. Like, for people that don't know, can you speak
Right.
on her role in?
Yeah, Granny
How
just,
important?
I'm sure anybody grew up, how we grew up, you know, Granny's an important part of the family. And my granny was just like backbone, you know what I mean? And we lived with Granny for the first 7 years of my life, you know what I mean? So she had a 2-bedroom house, and it was me, Moms, and bro in the other bedroom in the bed together. And Granny wake up, cook breakfast every morning, you know what I'm saying? Like an old school, you know what I mean, structured, never really angry, always good energy.
Yeah.
She's a unique person, but, you know, easiest person to love. Anybody, you might get in the elevator and love Granny by the time you get off. That's just how her spirit is. She talked to everybody. She just, you know what I mean, a happy person. Yeah, 86 and still wake up every morning. You know,
Sharp.
yeah, drop my son off. She had my son all day. She go out to the, you know, events with us and all that. Took her to the Pac premiere when the Pac movie came out. She just, you know, it's a pure spirit, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
No, we see the family in the upfront, man.
Yeah, you know, my thing is really like a family business, for real.
Yeah.
My dad is a part of the Marathon Clothing. He work every day at the shop, you know what I mean? My brother is my business partner.
Yeah.
You know, my sister work with us, you know what I mean? Moms, everybody. It's really like a family business, for real. You know,
great.
my girl is in all my videos, you know what I mean?
They say you put a ring on it, man.
Man, that was, you know, for the record. You know what I'm saying? Just for the record.
I mean, I won't
You
get
know,
my boss involved.
By the
but
way,
you know what I'm saying?
the caliber woman Lauren is, that's a wife, off top.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Period. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but
sir.
we didn't get married. You know what I mean? So we was at the club celebrating her birthday. I'm sure. I might be invite everybody to dinner and say, bring y'all wives.
Right.
Y'all might not be married. Y'all know how we talk. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we was just having fun celebrating her birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We going out tonight too. It's she hosting at Moreno.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great to see you. Like, you're out there more, you know,
Yeah. I
sharing
mean,
with us.
Right. You know, it just TMZ was in front of the club. You know, so they caught us just after we ate dinner, drunk some shots. You know, in a little good mood. They got a little extra out of us. So it's all good.
I heard you say something about, in terms of like the business, how people consume music, that, so you said an interesting quote. You said like almost like the metric for success almost is inspiration. Because a lot of times before you even had the catalog, people always speak about Nip Hussle, like he inspires me. Can you talk about how that like it still continued to be like, to me, like the foundation of what you do? Like,
Right.
you creating great content, but it still inspires others.
Right. Yeah, I think I read that somewhere. It was just like the highest human act is to inspire. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like, why do I don't care really the business side of music outside of just being a hustler. When it comes to music I love, you know, I might pay attention and get informed about how the album performed, but it don't really influence how I feel about the music. So, you know, when I thought about what factor make me like the music, you know, what really is it? And I think it's like the music that inspires you. That's what you really, that's the stuff you play over and over again. That's the music. And you got shit that entertain you, shit that, you know, motivates you. But I think at the core, all that, it inspires you to dance. It inspires you to get some money. It inspires you to fall in love. But it inspires you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that that's the goal of making music, is to inspire some emotional reaction from people, you know? Yeah.
So whether it does gold, platinum, that's not really important to you. It's more so about.
I mean, this is what I know. You create classic music, people gonna catch on.
Right.
It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna perform how I perform. You know what I mean? But as a hustler, yeah, I want my shit to go platinum. You know what I'm saying? I want my shit
clear.
because I want to charge what a platinum artist charge for everything. You know what I mean? And I want to be multi. But it's steps. You know what I mean? We gonna play the game how it go.
Right.
And I think you said something too that Kendrick don't get credit in the sense of how he cracked that commercial code, but in a sense, you feel like he never really went commercial with his music. It's like the people just responded that way. It took it.
I think they came to what he was doing.
Yeah.
Section 80 doesn't sound too far from Good Kid. They completely different sonically and the storyline, but they don't sound like a different artist.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Up until where he at now, to where I feel like, you know, I think they just came to him, and I think that's the goal. You know what I mean? Because it's like you didn't pursue it, and you ended up with it, so you don't gotta change for it. You get to be who you are. You know
Do you feel like the next step after Victory Lap, this next album is maybe even that thing that takes that?
I mean, I
further?
feel like you know, you gotta think. The last project I put out was Mailbox Money or Crenshaw, like officially, right? I had mixtapes after that, but you know, from that to this, you know, that's a
Hell of a jump.
That's a hell of a jump. You know what I mean? And so from Victory Lap to what we do next, you gotta think I learned a lot from when I put out Crenshaw and Mailbox Money, and everything went into Victory Lap that I learned, and I'm gonna learn a lot from now until, you know, this next thing that come out. I've learned a lot just putting this project out. This is my first major label release.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's the first time I actually, you know, mix and master the project. You know what I mean? It's the first time we really did a full campaign and marketed the album and did radio runs and all that. And, you know, I feel like, cool, I got it. I figured out what it looked like. I know the whole process, the whole team at Atlantic. I know who everybody is. We got a working history. The next one gotta be bigger. You know what I mean? It gotta, you know, continue to grow. You know what I'm saying, in my opinion. Yeah.
So can you give us a sneak peek into 2019?
Man, more music, that's my goal. You know, more than anything, just to be upfront. I got a ton of business stuff. Y'all gonna see as that unfolds.
Right. Yeah.
But the music is what's, you know, everybody's tuned in for.
Yeah.
So just more music, for real.
Cool. We appreciate it, Nip, man. Good luck
Always,
at the Grammys, man.
always. Thank
Nominated.
y'all,
Like his
man.
family?
Yeah. Y'all killed y'all cup. I was going slow, huh? Let me catch up, man.
We'll keep it going, though. Wait for
Big Boy
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.
Alrighty now, Grammy nominated.
Yes.
Nipsey Hussle is in the neighborhood, man.
What up?
Hard work, huh?
Come on, man.
Man.
So proud of you.
Nip, you been doing it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
you and when you went, it's crazy when you said marathon years ago.
Right.
How real that is, you know, because some people the race, and I'm good with the race, and I'm good with the sprint.
Right.
But your career and just life, it really is a marathon.
Straight up.
And you really taking your time and doing it right to get where you know you need to go.
Believe that.
What did that Grammy nomination feel like?
You know, I was excited to hear that we got nominated. It was a stacked year.
I think we all
2018.
were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Big time.
Yeah. A lot of ways, you know what I mean? Just like you don't want to be validated by nobody's opinion.
You
You
said
want to be
that.
validated by your process. You know, you worked hard. You know that you gave your all to something, but we artists. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that always feel good to get your, you know, hat nodded or tipped your way. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you put the work in.
For sure.
And we said it as well, man. We was like, man, and we said it, Nip. We was like, that don't validate Nip. But to
Does
see
not.
other people look
Yeah.
at the work,
Yeah.
that's
No.
got to be
and it
amazing.
elevate my brand. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? More than anything, just as a hustler, it's like, you know, that's progress. That's a step forward.
Where were you when you found out?
I was in the gym. We was working out.
Yeah, and they told you, or it came up like on your phone or something?
Well, we knew the announcements was coming out that morning,
Mm-hmm.
and so I was with my engineer, a couple people that had worked on the album with me, and we was just planned on let's work out, let's be in our mode, regardless of what's going on. And so I just seen him like jump up and get excited. So I figured like,
Did you have a feeling that you were
so
going to be
exciting.
nominated?
low key.
Yeah.
I mean, but I ain't expect nothing. I just was like, you know, it been some talk around it. So if the list would have came out and I wasn't on it, I wasn't gonna be disappointed.
Right.
I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I got snubbed or no shit.
You wasn't gonna take to social media and start the war up. and I love, man, and I'm just gonna read up real quick where it says when Cardi did win, you posted and you said when it's your time, it's your time. Congrats to I Am Cardi B on her Grammy for Best Rap Album and also being the first female to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you say when it's your time, it's your time. What exactly does that mean?
Just what it says, you know. You can't be upset. You can't be, oh, I got cheated, I got let. Nah, that was clearly her time because of the way the outcome happened. And even before the Grammy was announced, Cardi had a great year. She had a big year. And so, you know, that was just like I seen certain people having, even on my timeline, like, man, you got cheated? No, we ain't doing that. That's
Yeah.
That ain't the convo. You feel me? Man, that was her time. She got what she deserved.
Did you know that Victory Lap was special? Did it feel special to you, Nip?
It did feel special to me. It did, you know, just the frequency of the music. When I listened to it, it just had a unique feeling when I listened to the project, and just my perspective where I was coming from, what I was saying on that. I'm like, you know, if it get heard, you know, the right way, I felt like it was gonna make an impact. You know,
how much work have you been putting in to Nipsey Hussle? Because we can go back, man, and before we were sitting down doing interviews and before radio, you know what I'm saying? You seem like the same neighborhood Nip that you were working towards something.
Yeah.
How much, and it sounds like a generic question, but how much hard work does it really take for you to do what you do and be where you are right now and sacrifice?
Man, you know, I be juggling. You know what I'm saying? I juggle a lot. I play a lot of positions. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean?
And when you do see Victory Lap or you see people that do come, is that one of those things where you feel like, man, people are really, either we understand or we starting to understand this Nipsey when we say hustle for real?
Yeah, I think this was my first album, so this is the big leagues of music, putting out an album, mixtapes and everything.
Crazy to hear, like
as long as I've been
first album, yeah,
for sure. You know, so I felt like for me to be able to, you know, make an offering on that level, make a contribution, and then, you know, we see how, you know, people react to it, and we got a great reaction on the first one. I learned a lot, just what an album release process is. You know what I mean? That was my first time doing it, so I feel like where we ended up landing, all right, that's a great foundation to build on.
What's the pressure like now that the first one is out?
For real, it's not really pressure. I know people always be like sophomore jinx and everything. I don't feel that because this first one was really hard for me to make. You know what I'm saying? The first one felt like the real mountain.
What was so hard about it for you?
Man, just all the factors, the way things lined up. Me coming out of a major deal early on and being a little bit turned off by major labels. You know what I mean? Me just having turmoil and just setbacks in my career early. You know, sometimes it can knock the wind out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to be able to, and not to be long-winded, you know, just to be able to stay inspired long enough, you know what I mean?
To continue.
To deliver at my highest level on my album. You know what I mean? And that was important to me. I wanted people to hear a clear difference between the album and the mixtape.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And plus you had put so much work in as well, leading up to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it's like there was so much great material already, and then it's like, damn, now I gotta come with so-called greater material.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the fan base continues to grow.
Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying? I do gotta get into neighborhood Nip.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about just the entrepreneur, the guy that's not on the album cover.
Right.
Why is it so important, man, for you to be an entrepreneur and buy properties and, you know what I'm saying? Like own the block that you kind of stood in front of?
Well, that one property you talking about, 3420 West Slauson, that's the building that the Marathon clothing was in from day one, even before it was a Marathon when it was just Slauson Tees. We was just renting a space and, you know, selling little odd items, T-shirts and stuff. It was in that shopping plaza. And even before we had the space rented, that was our corner we used to grind off of. So that building meant a lot to us. for sentimental reasons and just for the strategic location and what's going on right around it in LA and on Crenshaw with the train and everything. So from a real estate standpoint, it was a great opportunity, but then just from a sentimental level also, we connected to that corner, to that building.
So is that corner yours?
Yeah, that whole strip mall.
The whole plaza?
The whole plaza, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's amazing.
Myself, my brother, Dave Gross, we partners on it. So we all went in and purchased the whole lot together. Yeah.
Man, what does that feel like to stand there many times, to drive by, ride a bike past, or whatever it may be, to now
all of them things,
owning it?
Man, it ain't really sunk in for real. You know what I mean? I don't think it really sunk in. And we got other real estate, you know, but that one, just pulling in that parking lot and being like, you know, this is our land.
That's so inspiring, because there must be so many people from that neighborhood as well that see you doing that, knowing your story and thinking about what their journey is going to be like next.
Right.
You know, being inspired by you. That's really cool.
Even more so that you're continuing to invest into that same neighborhood, because I feel like you had the opportunity, you could have gone elsewhere,
Anywhere.
but you chose, because of the sentimental value and what that neighborhood means to you, to give back and grow from there. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Through all your hard
And you
work.
really be there too, though. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some people that are like, yeah, he owned that. And we're like, we never
Write the
seen
check and
it.
walk away.
Right.
Like, check out.
That's a family business. So my family there, you know, so I check in with my family there.
Well, my nephews need jobs. I'm going to send them over.
Go apply.
Entrepreneur.
Come on.
Internships.
Send them through.
Nipsey, through all your hard work and obvious sacrifice, what advice would you give your younger self now looking back?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a hard one. I would probably say just be more fearless. You know what I mean? I got all my radical moonshots have defined me. That don't be my downfall. My downfall be, you know, not going crazy,
Right.
and not you know, having a higher expectation. Anytime I didn't set my sight on something that seemed way outlandish, it always come back exactly how I seen it. So I think I would tell myself, just put way bigger goals up, you know, on the wall, and just have a bigger vision, have a higher expectation.
You know what's crazy about that? It seemed like your vision and your expectations are already enormous. You know what I'm saying? Like enormous.
Right.
That do you feel like you could hustle harder, or you could dream bigger?
I don't think it's even I could work harder, because it's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah.
I just think the vision I put out and the goal that I'm going toward, it could be a bigger goal. It doesn't have to be as limited as I made it originally.
Because I definitely want to work less.
Yeah, I feel you.
And everybody does, but I'm talking about to any extent. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to be a little lazy,
Right.
And just chill.
Right.
And I always feel like, man, I can grind smarter and
You
harder.
rich already, big. I
Yeah.
gotta catch that. You rich
Oh
already.
man,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
rich
saying?
in wisdom and
You rich already.
spirituality.
I know the deal.
I'm rich, and he owns a whole fucking lot.
He does.
Yeah, that I need to go over to and pay rent on.
Nah, we know about your business.
Do
Come
people
on, man.
pay you rent?
Yeah, they do.
I love that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Now you
of the
said at
mud.
one point you were hustling in front of 3420, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if somebody come to hustle now? What landlord are you now? Are you one of them? Man, you better get your ass off my property.
This is my corner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't get it
that's
twisted.
that's a good question. For real. I would probably.
Tax him
No, I wouldn't tax it.
Would you slap the shit out of them like BET?
a victory
No,
slap.
we ain't putting no violence on record.
Yeah. I got you. No.
Hey, no, for real, I would probably. I mean, I would respect their grind first, and then if I could, maybe offer them a situation, position. You know,
And I think that just people that know you and know why you not came back, but why you stay there, I think that there is such a shield of protection that'll be around any venture that you do, man. And what I love about it, we're starting to see a lot of the neighborhoods slip away from us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember even a
Gentrified.
couple years back, you were talking about, you know, the building that y'all getting and what y'all putting together.
Yeah.
And then when you fast forward, you're like, damn, they're really doing it. I remember us even just beforehand, before we got on College Cruise last year, just some of the things that you guys were talking about.
Yeah.
And we go a calendar year later,
right.
and you got the property and continue up and down.
And what's crazy big, if I tell you the story off air, how we ended up even being able to make an offer on the building, that's crazy. We've been trying to buy the building for years.
Wow.
Damn.
And it's a big train coming.
I know.
And that's gonna make the value of all the
Yeah.
property go up.
Yeah.
We've been trying to buy that building for years from, you know, the owners, and they like, we're not budging. Some things happen, and it worked in our favor, and we ended up being able to make an offer on the building and closed on it. Not too long ago.
Congratulations.
But I'll tell you that story off
Yeah,
air.
yeah. Easy call. I'm pretty sure that Natalia or Ide, they're going to ask you something about a photo shoot or a relationship.
I
Or
can't.
No, go ahead, please.
I wanted to know, now that Victory Lap is out, now that Stay Dangerous is out, when are we going to get the YG Nip collab album, America's Most Wanted?
Man, me and YG, we've been at the drawing board working on a big project. We gonna announce it soon. It might not even be music. It might be something bigger than music, but we working on a collaborative project.
Why do you like working with YG?
I think YG represent a lot of things I represent. I think that he important not only to the city, just to hip hop. I think, just I got a certain respect and understanding for anybody that come from LA and the culture of LA, the street culture of LA. You know what I mean? It's like I understand you a little better.
Is it important for you to embrace the artists and rappers from the West Coast?
When I think we all supposed to just big each other up, but then you got some relationships that's more just business and just others that's deeper than business. It's like turning to friendship, camaraderie. But I think everybody, unless it's some personal things going on, let's big each other up. Let's make this bigger.
Definitely.
YG had said that there's a Fuck Donald Trump coming part 2. Is that part of the project you guys are working
16
on?
for it. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's
I got
part of what we
16
working
too.
on. Yeah, but I got something for that. Yeah.
When you said that you had, when I asked you a previous question about what you would tell your younger self, you said to dream bigger and have bigger visions. What else is on your vision board for you?
Man, I got a music vision of where I want to see my music go. You know what I mean? And that's one of the main things. Us having more resources and us being more empowered is making a lot more realistic and easier to get done. Is take the music to that level we want to take. I never wanted to be a starving artist. I never wanted to be somebody that was just relying on music solely. So a lot of my day go toward, making sure we got plays and, doing things that keep what we do on the flow, as well as my team. But I'm more being able to just lock.
My bad. Y'all see that LX on the back of his ear? LX?
Artist mode. We got things that's on autopilot business-wise, so I could just really, really dive deep into the music, I think Victory Lap was the first example of that, but, we gonna get a lot deeper.
Got some more coming.
Yeah.
What when we think about Nipsey, the brand, all money in, like, it's bigger than music. It's bigger than, he got a rap album. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the entire brand? You know what I'm saying? Like, like, what is everything?
You mean just
I know there's property, there's
clothing.
Yeah, I think I just rap about all my business things I do. You know what I mean? And I think that's why you would include that into my brand. I know rappers that don't ever say nothing about real estate that own real estate.
Right.
It ain't a part of their lingo and their music, but they own a lot of real estate and they got businesses and stuff like that. I just feel like, I was always a hustler. So when I talk to a young dude, I'm like, bro, my advice to you is gonna be money advice. I ain't gonna get philosophical, get religious advice. Bro, get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. Get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
Nipsey, I gotta ask you, man, why did you slap that dude last year?
You talking about at the BET thing?
Yeah,
honestly,
because for one, you like one of the most chill brothers. So when we saw it, we was like, he deserved it. He
must have deserved it.
He did something.
Right. We men. Sometimes somebody say the wrong thing to you and you'll fly off your handle. You know what I mean? That's all that took place. It was just some things that got said that was, I didn't really have the patience for it that day. I wouldn't, in hindsight, I would take that back. I wouldn't have touched that dude. You know what I mean? But, we humans. We gonna laugh at something that's funny. So I understand the way the people took it and went up to it, but you get repercussions.
And I apologize
definitely.
for even laughing now.
Nah, I get it. It's all good.
And I don't want to harp on it, but I couldn't
Seen that
imagine
clip.
even going home and my wife be like, "Baby, I saw what happened." You know what I'm saying? Like,
not trying to laugh.
And I know
But
you're
I
not.
tell you this much.
But when you hit him, he went, oh! No.
You scandalous, man.
Yeah, you are.
You scandalous.
Trying to keep such a straight face. We're cracking up.
Hey, you know,
You do what a lot of us want to do sometimes.
man, but that's not the I'm not co-signing that move right there.
No, not at all.
I ain't gonna take no praise for that. That wasn't a good move. You feel me? So, as funny as it is,
Oh,
as much
yeah,
as that
as we
thing
look
was-
a year
There's
later.
repercussions.
Yeah.
Nah, but dude, you know, me and dude just, you know, we had a little argument and some stuff was said that, you know, was a little too disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it there. I got my chuckle off of it.
Nips, GQ celebrated your love with Lauren. What has
cute.
that relationship taught you?
A lot of things, for real. You know, just trying to do things the right way in that space. I ain't really never tried to do a relationship the right way. You know what I mean? I put effort into doing it the right way. That's not an easy thing to do. You know what I mean? So just everything that come with just the intention of trying to do it right. You know what I mean?
Were you surprised at all that GQ wanted to celebrate you guys as this couple, this power couple, who so many people love to see?
We do.
Without, I don't know if I was like surprised or I just thought like, yeah, that'd be dope. That's a good idea. And then the concept of it, you know, it was original.
Yeah.
I didn't love the concept at first when
Oh
I
my
heard
God,
the
about
it's so
horses and all
amazing.
that.
the horse and the flowers. I'm like, what is y'all trying to do? You know,
Right,
but,
so the neighborhood too.
nah,
like,
when I seen it though, I'm like, yeah, they killed it.
It came together.
y'all killed it.
Did you want to make sure
But
that
even the
you did
photographer-
shoot it where it was shot at, or
Yeah, that was
like
important.
some texture to it?
Yeah, that was important that we shot it, you know, in Los Angeles and specifically in my area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was some other ideas to do something downtown. And we like, nah, we gotta do it in LA.
Had you ever been around horses like that before? Horses are timid, man. You like,
Yeah, nah, I have before, but I was just, you know, it's like a vibe with a horse, or you know, you gotta kind of like
yeah.
tune yourself to the right vibe, and then he gonna chill. Seem like, but yeah,
Didn't take off with Lauren.
And not that is it crazy, but how many times have you been in like a liquor store, 7-Eleven, airport, and you've seen GQ magazine that you've never been a part of?
yeah, nah,
And now, and you did it your way though. You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
for
Like,
sure.
like people come to Nipsey Hussle, like they came to the Nip that we know,
right.
and didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you
nah,
didn't
we
have.
did. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, that was my main concern, because I even had this convo with, you know, the GQ people. Like, we don't need a bad look. We don't need no look if it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, something that is not authentic. And
Mm-hmm.
have me looking like I'm just reaching for
Yeah.
some fashion shit that's not true to me. And so how it came out was I fucked with it. You know what I mean? It was dope. It was dope.
And there, you had to clear out that it was not engagement photos.
Yeah, you know, people want to tell whatever their version of the story is, and it'd be like, you know, I even felt the way even clearing it up, because it'd be like, why you so sensitive about that? But the bottom line is like, you know, I ain't never lived like that. You can't tell me something about myself that ain't true. Period. If it's about relationship, anything, you can't. That's not true. Stop. Matter of fact, stop talking about me if you ain't got your facts.
Right, and when
That's
you
all that
announce,
was.
you announce.
And that's like family. That's like, you know, that's like
Close
private
friends. Yeah.
type. You don't want
something
a TMZ
intimate.
stole picture out your window if it was. You know what I mean? That's kind of whack, you know?
How do you deal with all the public chatter, social media, TMZ, people in your business with music, relationship, whatever it is?
I think it's just maturity and just like wisdom. You know what I'm saying? You get older, you get wiser, you get more mature. That's not the focus. All that shit just water. Don't let the water get in the boat, you know?
How much do you use social media to your advantage?
Man, IG, Twitter and all that, you know? Anytime we make an announcement, anytime we got music, anytime we got videos, it go up on the social networks first.
What's your relationship with Puma right now?
Man, we got a great relationship. You know, we got a endorsement with Puma. We got a co-brand with Marathon Clothing and Puma. And even outside of just the business we doing over there, just the people at Puma, just solid people that I feel good about being in business with.
Why do you think it's so easy for you to go to the neighborhood, stay in the neighborhood? Because a lot of people, man, they don't check back in for whatever reason. Either they can't, either they don't want to. Why do you make sure that you always stay like turf tough?
Man, I don't know. I think it's just.
And I've been there, and I mean, I see, I see the show up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, it's for real, for real.
I think what people don't really recognize about me is that, my origin in the game was really different. My origin was really like a community put me on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing was really like this thing that was happening over there, and then people kind of heard about
They
it.
mess with you first.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it ain't really nothing special. It's not even, sometimes I had to remind myself, like, I'm tripping. You know what I mean? I'm by myself. But I don't feel like that. I grew up right here. I've been having jewelry around here. I've been having rims on my car. You feel me? I've been, having 10,000 in my pocket. So where it's like, nothing happened to me back then, not because of no tough shit, just because of, I'm a member of this community.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? It's love over here for me.
How do you handle what I call the enoughs? Like, how do you handle hip hop enough, neighborhood enough,
Right.
black enough, Latino enough,
Right.
LA enough? You know what I'm saying? How do you handle all your enoughs?
Man, I learned when I was younger, like, you can't put your expectation of me on me. I'm me. You feel me? And you're not gonna ever make me feel bad for it. You're not gonna, make me react to how you reacting to me. I don't care. I'm me. And if I part of who I am, is disrespectful or is, crossing the line of like basic things, I'm gonna check myself. But we all are individuals. So for you to think my balance or my ratio, I'm to this or to that, and I ain't got enough of this and enough of that, that's all love. Just keep it to yourself, bro.
If we did percentages, how much Nipsey Hussle and brand and everything have we seen?
You mean like how much of the iceberg is above the water?
Yes.
Man, for real, I would say like,
have we seen 50%, or we ain't even close to it?
man, we just the tip of the iceberg, for real. And
Just
it's so
starting.
crazy because how long we been pushing and, how much ground we've covered. But it's like, I was playing with a handicap the whole time. I be telling people I got paid to practice, for real, because it was like, I ain't know how to do nothing. I didn't know. We learned on the job.
Yeah, man. Tuition into the school of
And
experience.
that's it. And to be where I'm standing now with the knowledge I have and with the information I had, the resources and the relationships, it's like, man, if we could do what we did standing way back there,
Yeah,
with
man.
what we had back then, standing here with what we got now, what can we do? I don't know. It's more just about personal shit with me, like staying humble, working hard, not going crazy, keeping my family intact. Like,
What do you do to relax?
man, get on a flight. I relax on the flight, and then when
But
I'm
you
not,
flying to work, huh?
Or to a vacation.
well, I might have said that wrong. When I'm on flights, that's my chill time. You
Really?
feel me?
Yeah, you get a chance to
So
kind of
yeah.
shut
I'm
down.
by myself. I ain't responsible for no phone call, email, none of that. I mean, they got Wi-Fi on the flight, so.
Yeah.
But them times, and then, I kick it. I'll go chill with my family. I got a 10-year-old daughter, a 2-year-old son. You know what I mean? I go in the house with my girl, her son. You know what I mean? I kick it with my fam, go around my team, be at the office. But
What kind of dad is Nipsey Hussle?
man, I think I'm a cool dad.
I'm a cool dad. I'm
Who
a
does the
regular dad.
discipline?
Yeah.
Is it shared?
With my son, he 2.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
he's still getting away with things that, he probably got 6 more months.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Terrible twos,
I'm
huh?
on-
Can't even
on
make
you.
it to 3 with
I'm
that.
on you.
Yeah. But it's like shared, probably. It's shared. you know?
Yeah.
And what about with your
My
daughter?
wife.
Does she have you wrapped around her finger?
They would say she does. Everybody, my mom and my sister, everybody would say she does. But I don't know. Did you have your dad wrapped around his finger?
Yes.
Around
Absolutely.
your finger?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I trust me.
And
I
look,
was
you
called the
turned out
favorite.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really did, man.
I love my dad.
My daughter's
Yeah.
10, and just being a dad, like, we got jobs and we got things that we do, but being a parent is one of the most hardest jobs,
Yeah.
so-called job, that you can have. You know what I'm
what's
saying?
crazy? I forgot who said it. I heard somebody say, though, like, you could be as happy as your saddest child.
Wow.
So we be so busy on grind mode, and you feel me? You leave something unattended too long, and you working for your happiness, but
Right.
it's a much quicker route to it, for real. You know what I mean?
And say it again, Nip.
You can be as happy as your saddest child. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm about to leave and go home and
Go,
Nah, that-
go
I
be with
felt
your
like
kids.
doing
Go
that.
get my kids.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah. And,
Felt like
and
doing
man,
that
we
when I
build we
heard that.
we're building
It's so
human.
true.
If you ever make it to any of like the Laker games or anything like that, are you a Laker fan still?
You still have
I'm a LA
patience.
fan. I'm a LA fan for sure.
Go
that
ahead
was that was a segue into this next question.
What was the next
I
question?
don't know. It seemed like you were setting up.
I don't know. What were you ready for?
I don't know. Tell me.
I don't know. You seem like you
You can tell the
stepped up.
future now.
Did you
huh?
buy any
You know you
Snoop
great at
Dogg
what you
tickets?
do, big. You said what?
Did you buy any Snoop Dogg $5 tickets that he was selling out of
When-
frustration?
when I mean, no. I don't think he meant that. I
Right.
don't think-
No,
I
he
don't
didn't
think
because
meant
we
that.
asked him.
Yeah, I was trying to hit him
yeah,
up. Like, I got 5 on
Yeah,
it.
he wasn't
he
really
was- he was just
Were you
blowing
excited
smoke.
when LeBron announced that he was coming to the Lakers?
Of course, hell yeah.
What do you think we need to do right now? You think it's still going to take a little bit more time?
Man, you just gotta let the game play out. I wouldn't get no suggestions like y'all should do this or that. You gotta just let them players play. They working their chemistry out.
Do you ever make it to the games?
Yeah, I've been to a few.
We
I
should
was,
go
I was
together.
I was at the first home game when LeBron came to the Lakers.
Damn,
Yeah,
That must have been crazy
yeah, that was
fun.
cracking. Yeah.
that must have been crazy.
And I had
Expensive.
been to Laker games before that. The energy was different in the Staples Center off LeBron.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I feel
you
it.
made sure you made it to that one, huh?
Yeah, I
Hey,
just
Nip,
need to see that.
Do you need a ticket to get into a Laker game?
Where you going with these
I'm
questions?
just asking, bro. Like, 'cause do I need to meet you at the Staples? You know how there's some people you just
like
famous
city
by
lights.
face.
I definitely need a ticket. I ain't on that level.
What
yet.
about if you have a ticket just to get in? Can you walk down to the floor?
I probably could finesse
Yeah.
one and walk down.
Yeah.
Do you still
It's
send
like-
LeBron some unreleased music?
Yeah, I sent him racks in the middle early.
Yeah.
I sent that
What do you
to,
think
to
about it?
Harden, LeBron.
Hey, man.
He liked it.
Yeah.
he liked it.
You ever let him A&R your album?
I seen what he did with Chainz. I thought that was dope with 2 Chainz album.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that trick is out the bag now.
That's already taken.
But
Nip is over here like, all right, sold them the $100 CD.
Right.
Let me see.
nah, I think Bron a real hip hop head, so I think that was smart.
Yeah.
And 2 Chainz play basketball too, so the
Yeah.
rapper go to the
Yeah,
league.
that
and
worked.
It made a lot of
It was
sense.
perfect.
Did you play
Yeah.
ball, Nip?
Yeah, not official, but we grew up playing basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our thing.
But nothing
outside.
no high school sports or anything?
I probably played for like a month
And
on a high
then-
school team. And then,
yeah. And then life.
Like, I ain't coming here no more.
Easy
I
call.
wasn't getting yelled at and all that. Chill out, bro.
The drills.
You ain't
what you
talking to me
about?
like
Man,
that.
racks in the middle. Did that feel like that one was gonna go for you?
You know what? Man, that was a real effortless, easy record to do. We just did it real easy. And it was a lot of stuff that was going on that I just wanted to put in the song and talk about in the song. From just touching on how I felt about Fats.
Yes.
To touching on how I felt about being Grammy nominated. To touch on, how I felt about just the level that we had reached. You know
How
what I
much
mean?
of a release is when you get a chance to go in and make music?
Man, that's like my raw time. You know what I'm saying?
You enjoy being in the studio?
For sure. I be a different way with music than I be with people. You know what I mean? I'm completely unguarded with music.
Nip, is there anybody that say, man, I used to work with him before it was hip hop money, rap money, whatever? Did you have what job did you have?
Man, I was a young boy. I used to shine shoes at Chambers.
Humble beginnings, huh? Here we
Yeah,
go.
for sure. I used to work at my sister's father's restaurant in Inglewood. It's called Bayou Grill. When I was young,
Did you gonna buy that one too?
He got that covered.
Okay,
He been there
Still going?
almost 20 years. Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Now, what do you set up? What do you think you set up for your kids now? Will your kids get it, or will your kids have to work as hard as you?
They definitely got to work hard. You
Right.
know, they not gonna have.
It'll
to.
be just a different work.
Yeah, it'll be. They got a different role to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I did even look at my father. He was born in Africa. He came to America. You know what I mean? That was rare enough. Majority of his friends and his peers he grew up with, still over there, and still in that system, in that program.
Do your family know what you do?
Yeah, now they do. You talking about over there back
Yeah.
home? Yeah, for sure.
What about here when you said I want to be this? I want to rap. I want to be in hip hop. Did your family understand that, or they didn't think that there was like a future in that? Especially when you got somebody that come from another country. When you move, it's like a whole different destiny that you want.
Well, my dad, he the only one from that side of our family that's here. So everybody else is my mom's side of the family. My dad was always, encouraged me to just, whatever in my heart, go after it. And then, moms, was supportive too. You know, from a distance of like, I started going to the studio early. I was 14, 15, sitting in the studio all day, not going to school. So that was my mama objective with it. Was like, you gotta go to school. You can't just think you're gonna have a rap dream and start this early, you know?
Nipsey, Russell Westbrook was recently asked who his favorite rappers were. He named Kendrick, YG, and Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Who are some of your favorite rappers right now aside from Nipsey Hussle?
Man, Ross, one of my favorite rappers. Meek Mill, YG, Hove, you know what I'm saying? Kendrick. Kendrick, one of the best. I think Dom Kennedy up there. I can go all day.
Yeah.
He was like, I love that.
You know, it's true. I was gonna let you go all day.
Yeah, me too. I was just gonna sit here and listen.
I like Chainz too. You know what I mean? I love 2 Chainz new album.
Yeah, man.
Went crazy.
And you know what I love about 2 Chainz new album is that he peeled off more layers on this one. You know what I'm
Opened
saying?
up
He
a lot
peeled off
more.
more
He made
layers
an
on this
album.
one. Yeah, he did.
made like
What is your relationship like with Meek?
Fuck with Meek. You know, I think we planning on doing a project together. You know what I mean? But just like I seen Meek go through his struggles and just, you know what I mean, go through the challenges of this shit and kept it solid and stood tall through it and came through it, you know? So I respect the demonstration, but then also just as far as where he come from, what he represent, I relate to a lot of it too, so fuck with me.
And how easy was it for him to get you in the Going Bad video?
Oh, that was the phone call. That wasn't hard, you know. That wasn't hard.
That's I like when I saw you. I mean, I think the whole video looked dope, but like seeing you there, it's nice to see the relationships and stuff and like the support.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people, they do mess with you though. You know what I'm saying?
And I think too, like rap for a minute got almost anti-street. Like we was wrong for just representing the streets and hip hop.
But you know what? Also, the
That's what
streets
it is,
were misrepresented too.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good
The
point,
ones
too.
that's really from turf and really street, we don't really say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you don't have to wear it on you. So
Right.
and I think that it had just got different. It got a little goofy. It got a
lot
little
goofy.
social media
A lot
out.
goofy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it got disrespectful and disrespected.
Straight up.
And people didn't understand the exact cloth that it was cut from.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that when even with, and I gotta say, even when we started seeing like a lot of the Tekashi 6ix9ine stuff,
Right.
Yeah.
when he started coming at certain people, those were people that we thought like, man, they get him.
Yeah.
Or they this, that, and they
don't
knew
want
to
it
just
with
like,
them.
man,
Yeah.
you know
hands
what I'm
off.
saying? Like,
But you see the
man,
outcome.
yeah, there it is.
But
You
it's
know?
like that's why the public gotta be more. You can't even really get on a Tekashi. You gotta demand more from the public because you got people that are reacted to how the public reacted to Tekashi disrespecting them.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So
Like
the
it's
public
like
gotta
I gotta put a red light on, you know, or people a trip for real.
And it's like somebody be sitting home looking at their timeline, reacting to what Tekashi said about them, and might feel pressure to go do something. But it's like the public should not even react to clown shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? We shouldn't even. It should. The public should follow the real niggas, and the real niggas ain't reacting, so y'all don't react.
Exactly.
It's, you know, put this shit on. Put the dude on goofy time and just let him sit over here and do what he doing till that shit expire. Cause it always gonna self-destruct. Clearly, you know what I mean. So
And here we are.
yeah.
Women's Appreciation Day is definitely going down, man. What's the best advice a woman has given you? Or is it something that you learned from a queen?
Man, that's a great question. I would say the best thing I learned from a woman is just, you know, the power of the heart. You know what I'm saying? Just to see that work in their life and how that turns out. Like my grandmother, somebody that was always kind to people to the point where you might feel like you gotta protect her. Somebody gonna take advantage of her. She's very
kindness.
kind to people. But then I look at how her life played out. She happy. She ain't got no regrets. She walk around lighthearted and got a glow at 88 and still kicking and smiling. She not like a product of like meanness or just being
When it could have been easy.
or just like, you know, you be so strategic or so mental, you know, but that ain't what how people interact. People interact off love.
So you got to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know what I'm saying?
little bit of
Yeah,
G-Ma.
for sure, the balance. You know,
Yeah.
I came from like guard up. You know, I came from like I'm suspect of people.
Hell
yeah.
You know what I mean?
What
I
do you
came
want?
from the scandalous.
Yeah.
So my perception and my intent or my understanding of, your
People's
angle.
intentions.
Yeah, I got my guard up, but then what I have learned from not only my grandma, but just the women in my life is just the power, like the heart, and what I mean.
How much does your queen balance you? You know how sometimes they could pull us off the ledge, or you know what I'm saying? Like with my wife, I know that she has all good intentions for everything.
Right.
Kurt Alexander,
Right.
Big Boy, whatever.
Without a
Right.
doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like really in the trenches, and like you go ahead, baby, I got you covered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like what is that like with your queen?
I just like honest people. I like raw people. You know what I'm saying? I like people who just like 100. So I think that if you saying the balance, I wouldn't call that the balance, but I would just say that, that's probably one of the qualities I admire the most. Is that
Can she tell you tripping?
yeah.
Yeah.
Good for sure. I trip. Time
Just
to
like,
time
I trip.
trip. I don't like when nobody check me or have to check me. So I try to stay on top of myself.
Yeah, try to self-check.
Yeah.
Self-aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and it's always my thing is, man, it's always good to go home. It's so much out there anyway.
Right.
That I love like a tight inner circle, bro.
Right.
Tight
Straight
inner.
up.
You doing anything special for International
Oh, man,
Women's
you
Day?
wouldn't believe it.
Hey,
I'm going
put
crazy.
you up on game. Huh?
if it's a surprise, you can't.
Nah, yeah, little something. got
As you
something.
should.
No, something.
Go ahead. Whatever you're gonna do, I'm gonna do half of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not all money in. I got some money in.
Is that a new thing?
What?
Women
International Women's
Appreciation Day. We
That's
giving
been
gifts
going
for that
on.
now?
I think it's just
No,
it gets bigger.
I know it's not a new holiday. I'm saying, are we giving gifts now? Is that,
Oh.
I
is
mean,
that-
we would appreciate gifts,
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
give gifts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Set the
definitely.
tone.
I
You
think
got
if
it.
anything, just appreciate the women around you.
Yeah.
Let
Do
them
it with
know.
love. Whatever you do
You're
it with
dope.
love.
Yeah.
Got you.
Don't even listen to her. She don't even
Do
have
it with
nobody right
love.
now. We appreciate her.
That doesn't matter.
But
I don't need to have
you know what I'm
anybody.
She
saying?
got
Like-
plenty of options. You know what I mean? She got plenty.
That's
of
what I try to tell her. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And she always, and I'm telling you, Nip, we sit here, we work together. She always winking at me, and she know I'm married. She like, big, what's happening?
So
What's going on? Yeah,
disrespectful.
just so. I'm glad you said
All
it.
the time, he's always
so
I can't help it.
disrespectful. Yeah, that's why.
I can't help
you
it.
notice I've been talking like this all day.
all day.
That's what
Gotta-
I spend so
gotta
much
keep that
time
ring
with
up.
you.
See what now?
That's
I spend so much time
Stop
with
calling
you.
me your work husband. Big Boy
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.
Nipsey Hussle, thank you for coming
Thank
into the
you so
neighborhood and
much.
hanging out with
Always.
us, man.
Thank
Good
y'all.
to see
Always
ya.
a pleasure to see you.
Yeah.
And you know what I love when we sit down, man. You drop so many jewels and so much knowledge that it lives on even after the interview.
That's
Like
right.
there's times I be on social media and something to just pop up. I'm like, hey, that
So
was
good.
us.
Oh yeah, we got a few little clips went viral.
Don't we?
from
Don't
here.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you be on
You-
top of your stuff
You be
too.
asking the right questions though.
Ah, you stop that, man. Well,
Man,
you
you good at
answer
what
them
you
right
do,
too.
man. You good at
Oh,
what
thank
you
you,
do.
brother. Thank
Yeah.
you, man. Thank you, man. I
Many more to
appreciate
go.
that. Yeah,
Many more to
God
go.
willing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
God
What you,
willing.
20,
man.
20, how many in now?
25 years this year.
Yeah, man, that's major.
25 years this year, man. Where the bell at?
Give
Give
it-
the bell, man.
Bell's over there.
The fuck? Yeah, I said 25 years. You didn't even ring it with your jealous ass.
Wow, he's all
Jealousy,
salty
man. You know what I'm
over there.
saying?
He ain't.
Yeah, I'm his boss. I know he don't have
I'm ringing
25
the
years.
bell
in.
Hey, replace.
Thank you,
replace.
man. Please let me just go into the marathon store for 25 minutes and just no. I can't do 25. I
Shop
take
until you
everything.
drop for 25.
Shop until
minutes.
I drop for 25. Let me go 25 seconds.
25 seconds.
And anything I grab in the marathon store, I can have.
I can't I can't confirm that on camera. We'll talk about it off camera.
25 seconds to
25
grab
seconds.
anything
I mean, listen.
25 seconds is a lot.
with a bad knee.
I got partners. These guys count every penny. You know what I'm saying? These are serious
It's
business.
business.
We are missing
he was
3
like, Big,
sweaters.
see, that's how we do our business.
hoodies.
You won't ask to go in Gucci and grab 25 seconds of this
That's
or Louis
true.
Vuitton, but you want
Hey,
to come
but you
down and
good
grab
for
from
it.
us.
You good for it. I just got to confirm with the team.
All
you
right,
know
all
what I'm saying?
right.
They count every
It's a
dollar.
team.
All right,
It's a team
good to
thing.
go. Good to go. But no, I appreciate you for coming into the
Thank
neighborhood,
you.
man.
Always.
So
You
much.
hanging out with us, man. And I definitely see you on
Congratulations.
Saturday. And
Most
yeah,
definitely.
and
Thank
you
you.
said it. Congratulations on everything, man.
Believe that.
And
Keep
continue to
winning.
be an inspiration and Nip, continue to do it your way.
Yes.
A lot of people, myself included, a lot of people are watching you.
We admire you.
And and we really, man, you really represent us well.
Yes,
and
you
whatever
do.
us means,
Yeah.
you really represent
Yes,
us
you do.
well,
Yeah.
man.
Love.
And continue to do
Thank
so.
y'all for that.
Nipsey Hustle in the neighborhood, Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
boy.
Yeah.